I'm going to use my normal speaking voice for this, and then I'm saving my big one for the final one. I think
this might actually be me, because you did.
No, it's me.
You did fake Scottish accent, and that was last.
Yeah, and then no, you did Motherwell Mole last time.
Okay,
trust me. If it's an even number, it's me. The Battle of Endor. As the Rebel fleet draws closer to the Death Star, Luke Skywalker has turned himself over to the Imperial forces and the heads of the Death Star for a final confrontation with Darth Vader. The commando team, led by Han Solo, makes its way towards the Imperial shield generator on Endor. But the Rebel forces are lured into a trap. Although it appears complete, the Death Star is already fully functional. And a deadly surprise lies in wait for the intrepid Rebel strike team. Yeah, I morphed that slightly more into Admiral Akbar as it went on.
Were you deliberately channeling Akbar there? That was good, I liked it.
It went more... I wasn't intending to, but I kind of flubbed a word and it sounded a bit Akbar, and I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'll run with this.
Akbar gets blown up in episode 7, doesn't he? That's where he perishes.
Episode 8.
Episode 8? Because he dies at the ships that goes down. Yeah, of course.
No, he dies in the explosion that should kill Leia, and then she Supermans back into the thing.
No, let's not talk about that. Again, even as someone who really likes episode 8.
Shortly before that ship gets hit, he's like, "It's been an honor serving with you." And it's a really surprisingly powerful moment. Yes, that moment when 3PO...
Oh, God. This scene didn't fly for me at all in the film. Like, it's just tedious. It goes on way longer than you remember.
Well, because it's also, it's telling the viewer what the viewer's already seen, but to see this be explained to new people, it's like... I mean, that's your criticism with Rogue One, so this must apply here as well.
Oh, it does, definitely. Like, generally speaking, it is a bad narrative choice to have your protagonists spend a bunch of time figuring out information that the audience already has.
Yeah. And that scene is... I mean, sometimes that information, that is shown a bit more subtly. In that scene, that's literally like... He is literally sitting there and explaining the plot to other characters, and it's like, that's about as overt as it can get, and not in a good way.
Yeah, and Luke has a very protracted and stilted conversation with Leia about how, like, hey, you're my sister, and it's like, yeah, this would be interesting, except she doesn't believe him, so it's not really that compelling to watch. And also, again, we the audience already knew this, so like this isn't adding anything for us.
There's a lot of like missed character opportunities in or just like moments of character development that just don't land right in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I think of the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi is my least favourite. In fact, controversial opinion, I would sooner watch The Last Jedi than Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, but you weirdly like The Last Jedi, so...
I do. I mean, many people do.
You like it as a piece of... Well, I'm not sure the extent to which we've actually really got into this and on camera, so...
I mean, when we watched
The floor is yours, Bard. Defend Last Jedi.
I don't think this is a good idea, because like when we watched The Last Jedi recently, a couple of weeks ago, we literally spent the entirety of the runtime having this argument.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to give you the floor, and you, after like most of a bottle of whiskey by the sounds of it, is an ideal test bed for you airing your surprisingly positive views about Last Jedi, so go for it.
I think it's like a very meta and meditative film, so like it's a film where the characters deal
I agree with you on that, yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, I know what the rebuttal is, but nevertheless I shall push on. I think it's a very like meta film, so the characters deal with the notion of inheriting this grand legacy that they didn't really ask for, in much the same way as the film itself deals with inheriting this grand Star Wars legacy that it didn't really ask for. I think there's lots of really good, just visually stunning moments in it. I really like the fight in Snoke's throne room. I really like the Kylo and like Ren scenes. I think it is well acted, generally well cast. Not all of it works. The Casino Planet stuff is still shit. However, as we discovered when you go back and watch the Casino Planet shit, it takes up It's very short. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was much shorter than I thought. It was 17 minutes. I timed it, but it felt like more. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's not good. The Casino Planet side quest is nonsense. I can't defend it. No one can. It's just bad. It shouldn't be in the film. However, it takes up much less time than you expect.
I'll give you that.
And some of my favourite Star Wars moments are contained within The Last Jedi. So I love Finn fighting Phasma. I love the Rebel Scum line. I love the moment where the Rebel Blockade Runner splits the Super Star Destroyer. It's an incredible shot. I know it doesn't make sense in context because why wouldn't they just strap a hyperdrive generator to an asteroid and do this? But it looks incredible.
Can you blow up this purple thing here?
No, I cannot. I'm in full flow. Why do you have to stop me like this?
Oh, fuck off up here then, yeah.
So, those are the reasons that by and large I like The Last Jedi. Well acted, for me, cinematically interesting, well directed, and very meta film, more meditative.
Well, I don't disagree with any of those points. What I disagree with is that those points and those points alone make a compelling film. That is my only disagreement with you on that point. Granted, it is a relatively major one, but that is the issue.
Yeah, I think, as we discussed at the time when we were watching it, so you think that even though there are many good things in The Last Jedi, you think the film as a whole is lesser than the sum of its parts, whereas I think the film is greater as a whole than the sum of its parts. So all of the good things that I like in it make the film work for me,
think it's trying to do something.
Is true for you.
Yeah, I think it's trying to do something clever, and it mostly achieves actually doing that clever thing, but in doing so forgets to be a compelling film. It's my issue. Okay. Is the best way I can sum it up, really. Oh, fucking Han Solo just pushed me off that button. What a prick.
There's lots that I like about it. I still really, second perhaps only to the Duel of the Fates fight in the Theed Power Core in Episode 1. The fight in Snoke's throne room against the Imperial Guard is just so well choreographed, and it looks amazing.
I disagree and deeply despise that thing, because it looks like a shit music video from the 90s. I hate the set dressing, I hate the way Snoke is used, or more importantly, not used in that film. Can you push that spin around from the green side to lift me up to this crawl space?
Yeah, so again, I get that, as once you pointed out to me, that set is very red, but again, they're fighting in what is basically a giant eye. It's a giant, spherical chamber. It's meant to be an eye, and as Kylo and Rey realize that they are both, scions of this great legacy, the veil, the redness drops, and they can see the Rebel fleet. Literally, the veil is lifted, and it's a really nice visual metaphor for me. You think it's really
it's nice, but it's you can't deny that it's on the heavy-handed side of things.
Oh, it's incredibly heavy-handed, but again, it's a fucking Star Wars movie. It's a movie about space wizards.
Fair. That is fair. That is fair. I'll give you that.
Star Wars films are not subtle in any way whatsoever. Let's face it, these are not subtle movies.
You mean there's nothing subtle about the good guys use blue and green lightsabers and the bad guys use red?
Yeah, exactly. But I really like that.
I thought that was very delicate cinematography.
And also, you're interested in who Snoke is, and I'm just not. I don't care. He was dull, he was boring. Not even Andy Serkis could make him interesting to me. He's yet another, hey look, I'm an evil Dark Lord on a big throne, because heaven forbid that fantasy and science fiction movies
I guess, the question for me that's of interest is where the fuck did he come from? The Emperor was defeated, and all evil in the galaxy is defeated, and yet evil came back. Which is fine, and it's if you look at, for example, Lord of the Rings, that's all explained in a sense of Sauron comes back because the ring was never destroyed. That didn't happen as it should have, and therefore the defeat that we thought happened was incomplete.
Yeah.
Snoke begs that question and doesn't address it.
I get that, and I understand why people are frustrated. What I dislike is the Wikipedia editor types who are oh, there's no explanation for this, I'm owed an explanation. It's well, no, the filmmakers don't actually owe you
there's
anything.
Definitely that. Yeah, that's, I mean, as much as I don't like that film, that irritates me, and I've seen things that are so I saw a petition the other day to have George Lucas, quote, release the 3.5 hour director's cut of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh dear.
Firstly, there's no evidence that actually exists, other than an interview with George Lucas where he said, yeah, uncut, it was about 3.5 hours, we really had to trim it down. That does not imply that such a cut exists, but even aside from that, the petition was phrased in a way where it was as we've been lifelong supportive Star Wars fans, we feel that Lucasfilms owes it to us to release the proper version of the film. It's firstly, that's a slap in the face to anyone who worked on that film, to tell them oh yeah, by the way, that wasn't the real version. Obviously the real version was George Lucas's pure vision and you fucked with it. And just, no, you're not owed. No one who creates media owes you anything.
Correct, exactly.
Full stop.
I completely agree, which is why I think is one of the reasons I like The Last Jedi. So Kylo Ren is basically an on-screen metaphor for a particular type of Star Wars fan, where he's kill the past, you need to kill the past and move on.
Yeah.
As in, no, we should move on from the Star Wars legacy, we want new stuff and better stuff. He's literally, and this is the whole point of Kylo Ren's character in this movie, he's a Darth Vader cosplayer. He is clear.
Yes.
He is clearly an on-screen representation of a particular type of Star Wars fan, and the movie uses him so well and so self-consciously. And Adam.
Oh no, you stay on that. You stay on that.
Okay. And Adam Driver.
We need to be.
Carry on. I'll stand in
No,
this thing.
yeah, no, you nailed it. Yeah.
And Adam Driver clearly understands what his role is within that movie and acts very well in that movie.
Yeah, I'd say, honestly, one of my concerns of it, and this isn't necessarily a concern with the film as a whole so much as with its cultural context, is I think, unfortunately for me, a lot of what they were trying to do with that film doesn't work because it was the second film in a trilogy when the other two were done by J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
and granted, that is probably JJ's fault as much as anything else, but the issue is that film feels incongruous relative to the other two.
Yeah, again, we spoke about this at the time, and I don't think that's the fault of The Last Jedi. I think that's the fault of J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams having very lazy writing on The Force Awakens.
Yes, I think that's fair, I believe.
And again, I don't.
If you stand on those switches, everyone else should move around.
Okay.
Oh, kill those bastards that are coming up to you as well.
And there's also this abiding criticism among, again, a certain type of Star Wars fan that, The Force Awakens is just a shot-for-shot remake of A New Hope. And it's well, yes, it is. And people rightly complain about that. But then you were offered something in the form of The Last Jedi that was different and that dealt with new themes and that dealt with the franchise in a very meta way. But nevertheless, people still hate it. And it's
where the fuck's Chewbacca?
You cannot have
Sorry,
your
I was
cake.
listening.
You cannot have your cake and eat it too. You cannot be annoyed that The Force Awakens is not new enough and then be presented with a new vision for the franchise and still be annoyed.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And speaking as someone who disliked the Force Awakens for being a remake and also I disliked both for those reasons, so.
I do, I'm not blind to it. The Last Jedi is by no means my favourite Star Wars film. It's not even my favourite film, it's not even my top 5 or top 10. But for me, it works, although it's a deeply flawed film.
I can see that, yes.
Or will you please fuck off and die, Scout Trooper? There we go.
What's wrong with Chewie?
I think he's stuck on standing on the previous block.
Can
I possess him and move him? I'll give that a go.
Yeah, try it. It's your top button, W, I'll do it.
There we go.
Yep, that seemed to fix him. Cool. Apparently Chewie's just fucked.
And of course the subtitles would read, Han, the cancer has spread to my brain.
Is that... We've said that before, I think. Have we?
I think it was the first ever time. I think the first ever time we played Jackbox together. One of the...
That was it, yes! That was like...
I'll let you tell it. It was your joke. I'll let you tell it.
Was it? I was very pissed. I don't really remember. I remember that being a thing that you and I have said, but I was like, this doesn't flag as something that's ever been in the Lego Star Wars series, so when the fuck did this happen?
So we were playing Jackbox together, which is a kind of online... If you played Cards Against Humanity, it's very similar to Cards Against Humanity, but
you realise your first video on the channel was playing Jackbox.
Oh yeah, of course. So
the viewers are familiar.
Your viewers are familiar with it. So the Doctor and I were playing Jackbox together in the same room, and one of the prompts was, what is Chewbacca actually saying? And his answer to this prompt was, Han, the cancer has spread to my lymphatic system.
Fuck, that's fucked. Even by my standard, that's kind of fucked up.
It was at the time it was hilarious, which is not, of course, to diminish the impact that cancer has on real people's lives.
It's because we drunk nearly 3 bottles of Jack Daniels. It's the issue.
Yeah, that was a different occasion. That was a different occasion.
What a fucking crock! There are too many to keep track of at some time.
Have we expounded the creation of the Jack of all trades on the channel yet? Because that's probably
we have not.
Your greatest contribution to the field of science was the creation of Jack of all trades.
And yet, there's apparently more now, because... So the Jack of all trades, for those who are curious, was the wonderful cocktail that we developed, which is a mix of 3 drinks. Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey, and Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire, mixed 3 to 3, and it's essentially what we deem to be a socially acceptable way of drinking almost an entire pint of Jack Daniels, which, the more I think about it, the worse that gets.
Yeah, and we had, I unashamedly, as someone who loves actual single malt Scotch whiskey, this was delicious. It was incredibly tasty. It was amazing.
Well, now they have Jack Daniels Tennessee Apple, so we need to once all the Rona stuff is back to normal, we definitely need to continue that.
100%.
particular bit of, as you call it, scientific investigation.
Yeah, I mean, regardless what else you contribute to like the scientific community over the course of what I'm sure will be a long and storied career, Doctor. Like, you will never contribute anything that like remotely compares to Jack of all trades.
Yeah, the worst thing is I suspect you're correct.
I recommend that any of the viewership who are remotely into drinking bourbon or whiskey, you try this. Find all of the available, go down to your local supermarket or whatever and buy as many bottles of different types of Jack Daniels as you can. Combine them into one glass.
People have strong opinions about whether Jack Daniels is a bourbon as well.
So, the way I, again, as a pure-blooded Scotsman with opinions on whiskey and such like, technically it is a bourbon. Jack Daniels chooses to market itself as a Tennessee whiskey, but that's purely for
Tennessee sour mash, it calls itself.
Purely for marketing reasons. So I feel
that platform's not there. Yep. Oh, Christ. Can you kill some of these dudes who are shooting at me while I build that? My slingshot doesn't reach far enough.
Oh, you get a little slingshot. Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, look, a little wicked slingshot.
Pew pew.
There you go, thank you.
Fucking bowcaster time!
There's one more up to the north. Oh, sorry, to the up.
I knew you, man. I think I got him.
I think you did too.
And now, presumably, I can...
Once I finish doing this, which I'm getting there, give me time.
Excellent. And then do I shoot this? Is that what I do?
Well, evidence suggests you have to use the Force on it, which is not going to work, so this is clearly not what we need to do.
Ah, that's unfortunate. Alright, okay.
Right, let's see if I can use this thing for good.
Oh, so it hits the chicken walker, but that doesn't seem to do any good, because we have access...
that chicken walker had an occupant.
Okay, so that's constructive.
Oh, there we go, this must be to do with us. Well, we've got an explosive thing there, which I don't think we can take out without thermal detonators, unless the Ewok cannon can take it out. Come down here, will you, a sec?
Can the chicken walker destroy those things?
Didn't seem to be able to, or didn't seem to want to target it for whatever reasons. I'm curious... Oh.
I don't think...
Now we have the music. Obviously, you won't be able to hear this, but the... Oh, yeah, I can't even reach it.
I'm not sure
this music is when you realise that John Williams has, like, two things that he writes. Because it's the Ewok theme playing at the moment, and it's just the main theme from Hook, is what it is.
Oh.
You know, the bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-dum, bum-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. And it is just Hook.
I really like John Williams' work. I mean, who wouldn't? But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like it, but it's not exactly... Right, okay. Can we just enter the building? I'm really concerned that we can just enter the building.
Have we just been fanning about for no reason? Okay, no.
No, it's locked. Good, excellent. Fuck.
I think we need to get up onto the roof. There seems to be a thing on the roof that we...
Oh yeah, I agree with you on there. It's the execution that's the issue, right?
Oh, hang on. I think if I do this and then I...
Oh, clever. Nice.
Oh,
well played.
Now
you're hiding for a reason.
The tables have turned, Doctor.
I mean, stay on it long enough that I can grapple up, please, but yes. Yeah, now you're thinking with portals. Oh, look at this. Oh, we do need to get on the roof. Man, yep, definitely hired you for a reason.
You keep saying you've hired me. You haven't...
Hired does not imply... Hired does not imply a fiscal reward in any way. Fuck you.
Your company is its own reward.
Exactly. I mean, thank you.
I pay you.
Also, holy fucking shit, you've got...
And you say, of course.
Also, holy shit, you've got 25,000 studs.
Believe it, I'm flush, yo. Look, come on.
Maybe you've recovered on the spreadsheet rankings. We'll have to find out. And even at the end of this very long evening, where we're currently sitting, according to my time recording of 4 hours and 2 minutes of recording, you won't know, and neither will I.
No, I mean that's
who is really
like I'm actually kind of disappointed.
The truest of Jedi.
We won't know who's the stud leader. This level goes on for 1,000 years. Like I was clean shaven when we started this episode, and Jesus.
Yeah,
I leapt into the void. That's what I did there.
That's definitely an issue with the... I'm noticing that the original trilogy levels are much longer, and yeah, in some ways that's good, but most of them have dragged.
Yeah, I mean, like this, there's no need for this to be this complicated. Why don't we just pull 2 levers and the level... Oh my god, why is this? Why isn't the level over?
Yeah. I mean, I think it is over when we take out the shields, and then I think the next 2 levels, which will form the final episode, are relatively short, because I think it's basically showdown with Vader/Sidious is one level, and then the final one is a vehicle level as we go into the Death Star and do all that stuff. Ah, fuck. Oh, there's a bloke here. Yeah, the final level's a vehicle level. You know it's gonna be. You know how Star Wars is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm building a TIE Interceptor.
Is that what you're building? Oh, you are. It is TIE Interceptor.
Yeah,
it's a mini TIE Interceptor. The TIE Interceptor looks really cool.
That one or Vader's one specific? Oh no, Vader's one's like weird because it looks like it's built for multiple people.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Alright, now we need to hop up here. Oh, not fucking R2. Fuck off. There we go. Oh, yeah, riveting gameplay this is. I'm glad they decided to add this extra
I feel like
section into it, rather than you just go in, you pull 2 levers, you've taken out the shield generator. This isn't even in the films, is it?
No, we keep doing...
They do pretty much just go in and they're like, hey, you did the shield generator.
So Keeper's going to go up there. So, like, we're just solving the same puzzles over and over and over again. Sorry, okay.
I mean, there's a finite range of gameplay available from the mechanics in this game. And it's basically unlock a thing to make sure every character can go through and everyone can do their character's thing, be it grappling or pressing buttons or... Yeah, you can.
There we go. Terrific.
Oh, that's 2 of 4.
We're only halfway!
Yeah, and would you believe it? Taking out those levers is also not the end of the level.
What?
Yeah, well, you see how there's more level beyond there? It is functionally the end of the level.
That's horrifying.
We only have to do a little bit more stuff. Motherfucker, that's a lot of stormtroopers. Oh, I do enjoy Chewie's pulling the arms off, though. That is entertaining. Yes, quite. Please help me, the pain is indescribable.
I think we did a deep dive into the Last Jedi in this episode, because we're probably never gonna. We're not.
Yeah, I know you've
playing any more Lego Star Wars. When this is done, we're moving on to something else.
I mean, you realise that Lego Lord of the Rings is also not going to be content-wise any more exciting in terms of gameplay stuff, because it's the same concept basically. So
that's okay.
That's
okay. That at least lets us talk about something that isn't Star Wars, because we've spent a lot of time watching the movies and also doing this, and I would just like a change of pace.
Weirdly, we haven't actually. Yeah, we haven't watched Lord of the Rings back. We'll have to.
Oh yeah, once we're done with watching the Star Wars movies back, because we only have 1 to go. We're on the final one. We only have episode 9 to watch.
Yeah.
Which we still need to schedule, but
Right, I think there's somewhere, here we go. We do, yeah. Right, let's face it, if we schedule it tonight, neither of us is going to remember.
No, I'm already...
We need to schedule that in the cold light of day.
I'm already in discussion with the sprite as to when suits our collective calendar, so we're all good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Right, where's the last switch?
I'm guessing, I think, so hang on, if we go back to the central room, there is a Stormtrooper hat dispenser that I think we can wear and then use to access...
It's somewhere.
No.
But I'm just... I know what you're saying, and I will follow you that. Grab a hat and we'll see. Because, yeah, there is a hat thing.
How the tables have turned with me, the bard, pushing the level forward. You have woken up in upside down world viewership. Look at that.
After 10 hours of recording this game, you know.
I had to get some moments eventually. Oh no, so what's he going to do? What's happening? He seems to have broken. Oh no, do we just walk through is this the door? Is that the door we go through? Can we?
Well, there's a small, output next to him. Can we get someone in there? Because there's a 3PO panel
I think Wicket can get through there.
Yeah, get Wicket and squeeze him in if you can.
Am I thinking that Wicket is played by Warwick Davis? Is that a thing?
Correct.
Professor Flitwick from the Harry Potter films, and a great...
very young Warwick Davis. He was 7 or 8 at the time.
Incredible. There must be working.
And he has a fascinating thing of describing his experience with that film as mostly sitting on Carrie Fisher's lap being fed cookies, and he's like, this is the coolest job ever. Hey, fuck you! I was trying to destroy those things, and you just pimp slapped me and killed me.
Well,
yeah, I think that Stormtrooper thing is a
perceived their just reward, but where does Wicket go?
Yeah, I think that's a complete ruse over there.
Oh.
Or it's to do with this thing that we need Dark Force for.
Right.
I think so. The crux of this puzzle, I believe, is based around following where the actual light for the connector goes, and this one goes into this thing, which I'm concerned because it seems to require the Force to interact with.
That's not how the Force works.
I did like that moment, in that aged relatively well.
I like all of the new trilogy.
I see it. I
R2's
figured it
up
out.
there. Okay.
Yes, go on. Yeah.
And then there's a
we both
stormtrooper
figured it
there
out at the same
that
point.
seems to have like an interactable lever. I don't know. Have at it. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you bastard!
Again, lapsing into that Scottish. I'm so proud of you.
Those 5 years in Glasgow occasionally sneak up on me.
Do you think of Scotland as like your adoptive homeland? I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, me and Sprite both said we'll both be back there in a heartbeat.
Good, glad to hear it.
Right. We can't access that from this room, I suspect. I think we actually need to get to that from this previous room. Oh, fucking
I don't
Christ.
think that's... How, though?
Nope, definitely not true. Cool. Okay, I was wrong.
Please bear with us, viewership, and if you are struggling to keep up with the inane content that the Doctor and I are producing, you can always kick back with a nice, relaxing glass of Cointreau.
That was pretty good.
Gonna do it.
I had to admit, I love to take the piss, but I got nothing there. That was pretty good.
Whilst you're like at that, I'm gonna have another drink because, good God, I need it.
Yeah, pretty wise. Yeah, it feels that way.
I'm gonna be so happy when we finish these. Just like not because like it's been actually quite enjoyable bantering our way through this. Like the games were terrible, but like I've enjoyed bantering and the fun that we've had playing them all the same.
Yeah, I think you've enjoyed this. We both enjoyed this despite
the games,
the Lego Star Wars games in some ways. Can we shoot this? That needs to activate somehow, and I'm worried that the R2 thing does that. Like, that just doesn't feel like it works up there. Right, that looks like a platform might slide out of the bottom of that. Oh, I've seen something.
What's that?
There's a fucking thing behind this.
I also noticed that, like, in the room where those stormtroopers are, there is a lever that we can pull, and there's a compartment that Wicket can come out of. So, is it possible we have to...
Is it connected to the other one?
I don't know.
Like the one on the other side?
Is it possible we have to send Wicket in there, and then when he's in there, he pulls that lever, and it creates a platform that R2 can get across on? I don't know.
That's believable, but how do we get Wicket in there is the issue.
Know. Are we going to have to look up a walkthrough?
There's nothing down here. We are the walkthrough.
I am the danger.
Right, I've seen one final thing which I'm going to investigate briefly.
Okay. Oh! Interesting.
Well, that was two studs. Cool.
Well, like that platform looks to be the same distance apart as the one on the other side, but yet we can't seem to make.
You'd fucking think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, but I seem to repeatedly struggle with this one. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe that's it.
I think you're giving it. Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
On yourself.
Turns out I'm fucking stupid. Yeah. And that's going to build a wee Wicket hole, I'm willing to bet.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're absolutely killing it.
Well, the issue... I mean, yes, the issue, unfortunately, is that I tried that 10 times and fucked it up over and over again, and I don't understand what I did differently that final time, but hey, there we go. Cool. We're nearly at the end now. Just a few more levers.
And now the end is near.
No, I'm not getting that fucking mini-kit.
And so we face the final. And my audio is still recording.
That song always just makes me think of the Cream Egg adverts.
Yep, that's exactly correct.
Should be at 4 hours.
Here we go. Oh, finally.
Wonderful.
What are these things?
Well, not quite. Give it a second.
Oh, they're like, okay. I'll deal with these stormtroopers.
Like charges for the shield generator.
Instead.
And I think that actually basically is it. Because some fucker shot you in the back of the head with a slingshot. What a bastard.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
There we go, that's it.
They blow things up, then they walk away. There we go.
I need more tenants to finish this off. Jesus Christ.
This is the end of this particular episode. Do we get to do a sign-off?
This is the end of this particular episode. Yes. Do you want to do it?
Yes.
You do deeply enjoy it.
I do.
Far more than I
very much enjoy it. Viewership, thank you for sticking with us this far. We are but one episode away from finishing the LEGO Star Wars game, and we are unbelievably ready for that to be the case, so we can finally stop drinking. Because, oh dear God, we can barely get through this as it is. Thank you for sticking with us so far.
And it's we started at 7:30 and it's midnight.
Oh, good gracious. Please stick with us, viewership. With one episode to go, we beg your company. We hope wherever you are, you will tune in for the final installment of this series. We love you. You're the best. Stay awesome, and good night.
Good night. Yeah, you've got an energy for those outros that I just cannot muster. It's quite impressive, I must say.
I mean, it's almost like I do this for a living.
I mean, I've been doing this for
I do this for a living.
I've been doing this for 7 years and just being paid less than you get paid, I suppose.
You can totally do my job.